feels so short. God, seriously. Hi everyone. No, never mind. And today I have green hair. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaime Lee and I'm a mixed media artist, and today I have green hair. In my last video I had red and I decided to go green, so this is where we're at. And I'm not just gonna have it for today, obviously. It's gonna be here for a little while. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I figured in today's video what I'm going to do is talk about art supplies that I never reach for, either at all or anymore. It's not necessarily because these products are bad, it's just that I either used them at one time and then don't use them anymore, or I got them and never really figured out how to use them. Maybe because I pulled them out for this video, it might inspire me to figure out a way to use them. About a year ago, I started using oil paints to do most of my portraits and paintings. Before that, I was mostly using acrylics. So some of these is because I don't really use acrylics anymore. And when I started oil painting, I was really studying oil painting and I was trying to learn how to do that. So a lot of the stuff that I used to use just kind of got replaced. So to start with, I have a lot of stuff like this. These are Derwent ink tints. They're like ink water, kind of like ink watercolor, basically. They're pencils, but they're ink, and then when you wet them, they turn into more like a really like deep colored watercolor. But the difference between these and like watercolor pencils or actual watercolors is once they're dry, that's it, you're done. No moving them around. And then I also have these are chalk pastel coloring pencils. I have a case full of these, and I did use both of those quite a while ago for quite a while. I also have another pack of something that I also have these oil pastels, and these look like this. And so all three of those I kind of lump together in the same category. They're like kind of like pencil-y type things, and I just have not really discovered how to fit them in with doing my oil paintings. I do a combination of oil painted portraits with a mixed media background, and I probably could use these more on the mixed media background, and I have done that a little bit, but probably not as much as I could. So I just don't find myself reaching for those at all. I just kind of put them back on a shelf and I forgot they existed, and I've just been using other stuff. So that's one like category of items that I just don't reach for anymore. Another thing that I find myself not reaching for is all of my mediums. This is a matte fluid medium. I have a slow dry blending medium. I have a glazing medium. So the reason why I don't find myself reaching for these mediums is because I don't really use acrylics that much anymore. I don't need to mix acrylics with these because I am using oil paints. So I just find that they've sat in my little container where I keep all of my stuff like that, my jars and bottles, and I never reach for them. Now, if I were to use acrylics again, I would probably start reaching for these more because they do work well if you're using acrylics, but I just have not been doing that. So mediums is another item that I really don't find myself reaching for anymore, that I used to use a lot when I painted with acrylics. Another item that I have that I haven't been reaching for in a really long time that I was so excited to buy at the time are my Posca pens. They look like this right here. They're all dusty because they've been in a drawer, and it's hard to, there. are a paint pen. And the reason why I like them so much is because I've used the cheaper paint pens on my old mixed media works that I used to do, and they dry out really quick, they skip, it's really hard to use them over certain surfaces. And the Posca pens were not that finicky. They actually worked really well, they flowed really well, they didn't dry up immediately. So I used to love using these, and I just have not reached for them in a really long time. I used to do a lot of, when I wasn't like sure what I was doing, I was doing a lot of online classes and projects and trying to kind of teach myself how to paint, and a lot of it was like outlining things. And so I would use the Posca pens after I would put my background and some of my portrait or whatever I was painting. I would outline a lot of stuff with the Posca pens, and I no longer do outlining hardly at all. So the Posca pens have just kind of sat in my drawer. Love them. They are so great. If you have a chance to use them or get them, do it, because they're awesome. I just have found that just lately with the kind of painting that I'm doing at the moment, I just haven't been reaching for them. So I don't know how long it might take for them to like dry out if they sit. So hopefully I don't like use them up without using them up and they dry up, and that would be sad. These are Gelatos. I saw, maybe it was a video, maybe it was, I can't remember now. I saw something about Gelatos and I was like, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, to be honest. Gelatos, that's what it looks like, Gelatos, Gelatos, I'm guessing. If I'm saying it wrong, you can let me know. So I bought these Gelatos, and I guess I don't reach for them because I'm not really sure what to do with them. They're a stick and you twist them up almost kind of like a crayon, but they're like really soft. So when you put them down on your surface, they're really soft, and that's what that comes out as. So they're pretty cool. I just don't know what to do with them, I guess. I'm not really sure how to use them, and I do have a lot of supplies. Like, a lot of supplies on this list are things that I just don't know how to use them. So those are still in my drawer, and I don't ever reach for them. Now here is something I would have thought that I loved. It's Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. Extreme Glitter Glitter. Extreme Glitter. This is Mod Podge but with glitter in it. And I don't know if it's, yeah, you can kind of see that there's glitter in there. I don't know if that's coming out or not, but I just don't ever use it. I guess I didn't really like the effect as much as I thought, so I don't ever reach for this. My regular matte Mod Podge I use all the time, probably on every painting. So this glitter, I just haven't found a way to use it. Not that it's bad, it's fun, it's glitter, it's Mod Podge, so it's just something I don't reach for. Now this I've had, oh my gosh, I don't even remember how long I've had this, years. It is Golden Gel Medium Clear Tar Gel. And then on it says gel transparent. But what it is, it's a really weird, I can't even open it. I can't open it. Okay, so it's, the lid is stuck on, that's how old it is. But what it comes away as like a stringy, like clear stringy, and I just never figured out what in the world do I use this for. Like, I guess you're supposed to be able to make like this stringy texture on maybe abstract paintings, but as I said, it's been sitting in my drawer for years, and all the other gel mediums that came in the pack with this I've pretty much used up, but this one just never figured out why I would want to do a web or stringy clear stuff. Here is an art supply that I don't use. This actually came to me when I used to have a Sketchbox subscription, and honestly A lot of the items that I got in the sketch box, which is why I quit getting it, I don't really have a lot of use for. I got a lot of markers, I got a lot of pens, I got stuff like this, and I just don't find that I have like a need to use it or know how to use it. Like, it came with a little instruction thing, like how to do hand pastel like artwork, but it just was not my thing, so I really don't ever grab for this, and I don't know if I will. It would have to be like somebody showing me, hey, this is what you can do with this, for me to want to reach for this. So those are some supplies that I have just hanging around my art studio that I don't reach for anymore, or I never really reached for in the first place. And like I said, it's not because any of them are necessarily bad supplies, it's just I personally don't have a great use for them with the style and type of art that I do. So, and I'm like, if I spent money on stuff, I would hate to throw it out. Like, I just don't want to throw stuff out for no good reason. So I keep them around, hoping that someday I'll be like, oh, I might try using that again, and then, you know, it will become useful. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe now that I've had it out, I can, when I'm working on my next painting, be like, oh yeah, that supply that I don't use anymore, let's try and see if we can figure out how to use it. So I'm hoping that might happen, and I hope you enjoyed today's video of supplies I just don't reach for anymore. And I think I'll do the opposite for another video of supplies that I use pretty much daily, and kind of go through all of the stuff that I'm currently using to make my artwork now, because since I started getting really serious about doing my artwork, which was somewhere around 2016, early 2016, my supplies that I use and my style of art has changed like completely from what I was doing then. Back then I was doing mixed media background on paper with colored pencils or acrylic paint or watercolor crayon or watercolor basically. So I started out doing that, and then I kind of transitioned into more of just straight acrylics. A whole drawer of acrylics, and I use them here and there, but they used to be my main art supply, and that drawer doesn't get used hardly at all anymore. Just because I'm using my oil paints now more than most other things, I find myself not really reaching for acrylics as much as I used to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more mixed media art videos, please subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things. And I hope you have a great day today, and I hope I've inspired you to maybe pull out some of your old art supplies that you no longer use and kind of dust them off and give them a new life, because that's what I'm hoping I will do. So I will see you next time. Bye!